versus.
Yeah, next match we have in the team battle is Kagero going up against Zane, Zane's Aqua Force. He knows the matchup, but still a technical counter pick. Fire beats water in Vanguard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume you didn't have time to see Sugaha's match.
No, I didn't.
He was using Oracle Think Tank.
Oh.
He did a lot of things I didn't like seeing. Like, you know the stride skills where you check the top, put one in hand, and put one at the bottom of the deck?
Yeah.
He kept putting grade 3s into his hand and triggers in the bottom.
He wanted to keep striding, I guess, and he was trying to get to the trigger stack, which I mean isn't a bad
Well,
idea
it's not
if
a bad idea, but in a deck like that, it's better to not do that because now you're giving up the ability to trigger for late
mm,
game. So you have to
yeah.
commit yourself to last that long. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, within his situation, because he was up against Revengers, he just couldn't last long enough to get to that point.
But
I would have liked to see him do like a Legion or call the heal trigger to the field so he could shuffle it back in deck.
and Zana's going in for a lot of damage this turn.
Yeah, unfortunately, his counterblast is Supersonic Sailor, not a Blue Storm. Otherwise, he could counterblast and restand.
Don't matter, it's going to the drop zone.
Well, it's healing now. So going in at grade 2 like this is good and bad against Kagero. Good because it does force them to guard. Bad because as soon as they get their engine going, that stuff's gonna die. Luckily, though, Kagero in this format can't really get stuff started until post grade 3.
And everyone's trying to. Well, I mean, they can and can't. It just depends on how you build the deck.
It's hard to build a deck in this format that's Kagero that can actually start retiring shit
Gatling Claw
in
Dragon,
mass
Gatling Claw Dragon, City, Kimnara.
before grade 3. Kimnara is kind of a non it's almost not a thing anymore.
Yeah, I noticed that, and it's such a good card, though. I mean, like, it's a really good card. It's just nobody wants to use it because it's a 6K.
Well, it's not just because it's 6K, it's also because it takes a counter blast and it
Look,
technically gets rid of a potential booster, whereas you could just do the same thing with other units later on.
I mean, I guess that's why I would only run 2 Kimnara. But
I mean, I'm gonna say right now, I see what you're saying in full, and you do have a good point. It's a good unit, and people should be using it. By the way, Zahn is actually doing what I mentioned before, using the counter blast of the Spyros to go in. Also, limit break is active,
yeah, it is.
so lock and rest and lock Eric, 23k 2 criticals,
And
double
that's a double
Tetra,
grade.
double grade 3 check.
I don't. Okay, I was about to say I don't know if Master Polygon understands.
No, he understood.
Okay.
He saw the locked unit and realized what had just happened. Last
Okay.
check is a draw trigger.
Which is both good and bad, but Zon
Zahn has an
kind of
overwhelming advantage at this point, and
it
Master
literally just
Polygon has to work. Go. Oh, and it just got worse.
well, it all depends on what happens here because I know two. I see two of the cards that are going to come out of that hand for
I
the
have a,
G assist.
I have a feeling that he's not gonna get rid of the critical triggers for G assist. I just have that feeling.
I would. I'd get rid of a crit and Malkabel.
I wouldn't just for the sake of defense.
I get a +3 and I get to retire a full column. Malkabel and a crit. See?
Okay, you were right.
But he needs to know that he needs to get rid of 2 stride units. If he doesn't have stride units, then okay.
If he didn't have stride units, he wouldn't have lava flow in the deck.
Yeah, I was about to say. There was somebody who didn't have stride units but had lava flow, literally for I don't even know what the hell he was doing with it.
I'm guessing deck thinning option.
I guess. By the way, I found out how broken Bravo Gall actually is.
Which one is Bravo Go?
Bravo Gall is a gold, not gold. It's a Royal
Oh,
Paladin
the
Grade 1.
Seeker.
It's the Seeker. Yeah. It's basically the Bucephalus Grade 1, and it's a 7K, and it can call itself.
Really?
Yeah.
He's on 2 passes because he doesn't want to lose units.
All
Not to
depends
mention
on
he
what the.
can Legion next turn with those anyway.
Yeah. By the way, I've seen a lot of people using Dragon Newt with Dauntless Drive lately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I mean, I've seen it cropping up more often than not lately.
I'm kind of curious why, to be
I
honest.
don't know.
What is
Personally,
Zahn doing?
I know exactly what he's doing.
Uh, mm, I don't. I would have Legioned.
I don't know because he's got two grade threes in his hand. Only three cards he can guard with. Two of them are 10Ks.
Yeah, but Legion would have returned the heals and the crit.
Yeah, yeah, but it's kind of over.
Well, no guard, he can't defend it anyway. Gets a critical and a draw trigger. The critical kind of sealed the deal. He'd have to double heal to live, and he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't. So Zahn takes it. I would have
Fair.
I would have Legion, but it didn't matter.
Yeah.
It helped that G assist helped Zahn see Polly's entire hand, so he understood what to do.
Yeah.
So moving on to the next one.
Depending on what happened, he probably would have just Legion next turn.
Very possible.